Hey guys, so in previous video I used leaflet with React.js and I did a little bit of functionality there, but in this video we will use just vanilla JavaScript. Of course we will use leaflet library, JavaScript library, and then there's going to be another library which is the Hotline library to build a really cool functionality in this video as well. So there's a website which is rqc.com. And these guys have a serve forecast, so they have few serve forecasts for 4 locations. As for right now, they have for North Carolina, New Jersey, Virginia Beach, and Florida. So if we open Florida, for example, it's loading slow because there's a lot of data. So we see here on the shore, Florida shore, there is a line, and this line is changing the color from light green to dark green and then to light green again. Now if we click on these buttons on the top, winds for example, this line is changing color according to the wind side, and then waves, height, I guess, quality, and I think that's it. As 3 parameters they change it. And in this video we will build a line like that, a hotline. It's called hotline because there is a hotline library for leaflet maps, and we won't build all this functionality for so many parameters. We'll have just one, but I will show you how this line actually changes the color and how to change the color on certain areas. And in our project we will build this line for Washington State. You see the shore right here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna create a folder. Hotline leaflet, and I'm gonna open it. Alright, and then here I'm gonna open my VS Code. So I found the library right here, which is the Hotline library for leaflet. Oops. Alright, and I have a GitHub repository, and I opened it right here. And you can find more information about how to install it using Node.js. If you want to use Node.js, there's the demo URL. But from here, I just want to download I want to get the library, the Hotline library, and I think there's just the Hotline library here. So let me open JS. It's not here in the source. There you go. That's the file we need. So let me copy the file name, and I'm gonna create a new file in my folder. I'll name it leaflet.hotline, and here I'm gonna paste the whole JavaScript code. Alright, I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm gonna save it for now. And then after that we need another file. There's gonna be a leaflet.js library, so that should be under demo index.html. So we have the URL here. Let's pull it up, and I'm gonna save this file. Hotline leaflet. I'll save it there, and let's see what else is there. So okay, there's the coordinates, leaflet hotline, there's leaflet CSS. I don't know if we need that, but let's just keep it for now. And let me go ahead and create an HTML file, which is gonna be index.html. And let's import these 2 files. Actually, let's see what else we need. We need to create another file, which is a coordinates.js file, and we will create another folder where we will store all these files. So let's say that folder is gonna be JS folder. So let's create another folder, name it JS, and let's take the Hotline library and paste it there, move it there, and the leaflet as well. Now index.html is here. Let's name this one leaflet hotline. And now let's go ahead and import this stuff. So let's just copy all the stuff from here, and below the title I will paste them right there. And here we have JS slash leaflet. We'll have JS. Actually, the coordinates file is gonna be in the root folder, and then we have leaflet hotline. So we have JS slash leaflet hotline. And I missed this tag. I gotta close the script. So it looks good for now. Let's create another. Let's see, they also have a CSS file, but I think we will create our own. Let's just copy the tag and import it here. And let's name this one. This is gonna be style CSS, like this. Let's save it, and I think we will also have we'll have another script. It's gonna be another file in our body section. But until we do that, let's take a look at our documentation. So let's see, we import leaflet first and then leaflet hotline, and we can use this L object already to assign it to hotline. What's that? Hotline layer. There's some parameters: weight, outline width, outline color, palette, medium, and max. So okay, let's create another JavaScript file where we will have all our functionality. So I'm gonna close that. We have JS leaflet chords, another file script.js, and we have another file coordinates. So say chords.js, and let's take a look and see what coordinates these guys have. Demo.js, at least was the format for that. So yeah, we have a variable and we assign an array. Like this. Alright, let's save it. And we have two coordinates. That's latitude, longitude, and then this is the number according to which the color is changing. But until we get to that, we still have to write some JavaScript code. Alright, now in our body section we should have a div ID where the map is gonna be outputted. So this leaflet JavaScript library is looking for this div ID map, and it outputs the map in this div. And then here we will import our JavaScript file, which is script.js. And let's open our script.js file. Now this file I'm gonna save it. So I don't know guys if you use this extension, but I use live server. See live server, I install it. You can search for it and install it too. And whenever you use just HTML and JavaScript like this in a separate folder, you can just right click on that file and you can say click on open with live server. So whenever you make any changes and you save them, the page is gonna reload by itself. You don't have to click on this reload button. Alright, so now our script.js. Actually, let's make some changes in our CSS file. So it looks like we didn't create it yet. So let's create our style. style CSS file, and here we will add some styling for the body section. So we have, say, margin 0, and then we have font family, I don't know, Helvetica, and then let's add Helvetica, and then Arial, and then sans serif, like that. And then let's add for some styling for our map ID, and here we have width, because we want to make it full screen, so we have width 100%, height is gonna be 100 ph, and then of course padding 0 and margin 0, and we save that, close it, because I don't think we add some other code right there. All right, let's go back to our script.js file, and here we have to create two functions. One function is going to be init functionality, which is going to initiate a functionality, and then from that function we will call another function which is going to read the data. And I'm just gonna I may change this file from here, which is the course.js, but we'll see that along the way how we do that, because I'm thinking maybe we should make it a JSON format, all those coordinates as a JSON format, and then after that just using our JavaScript, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and let's create our init functionality. So we have here function, init function, and in here we will have to create another function above. Let's say function read JSON data. Alright, I'm not gonna add any parameters, but I'm just adding it there so you can see which function we're gonna call right now, because here we will call this function. So we call the read JSON data. Alright, and as a parameter we will have the file location. So let's say we have here the chords. So let's make a JSON, guys. I'm gonna have JSON. Let's open this file and let's just remove this variable from here, like this. So let's save it. I'm gonna rename it. Alright, looks better now. And here we have the first parameter is the file, and then the second parameter is the callback. In the callback we will have a function with text. Alright, and here we will have two variables. The first one is going to be the data we get from that JSON file. So we have var data, and we assign the JSON.parse, because all this data is going to be lowercase. So just not to get confused, now let's go ahead and create our read JSON data function. We have it already here started, but now we will get two parameters. First one is going to be the file, as we see here. We call it with the file, and then the callback. And the callback is going to be a variable. Let's call it callback. And here we have another variable, raw file, and we get a new XML HTTP request. Alright, and then raw file dot we will use the override meme type. So we have override min type. Alright, and we put the um, file type, the data type. So we have application slash JSON, because that's the data type from our file. Let's see. Alright, and then the next one is here. Now we open the file using the get method. So we have raw file dot open. Oops. Raw file dot open. Excuse me. And then here we have the method, which is get method, and then we get the file path, and the third parameter is true. And then on the next one is where we get the response. So when the file exists and we get data and the request is successful, then we transform all the data into lowercase. So let's do that right here. So we have raw file the onReady state change. We have onReady state change, and we assign now here function like this. And here we have an if statement. We check the status. So we have raw file dot ready state. So if raw file ready state equal to 4, and if the raw file dot status equal to 200, then we call back raw file dot and then response text, transform it in text, all data, and then we also make it lowercase to lower case like this. Alright, and then below here we just send the data. So we have raw file dot send, and the parameter is null. Send. Okay, so now let's go back to our init function here where we have the data, and then we should add some tiles, because the tiles are this copyright right here where it's leaflet and then powered by ESRI, and we have to have that as copyright, of course. So let's do that here. We will have var tiles, and we assign the L object, because if you check the documentation, that's what they are as the default object for leaflet. Alright, so oops, where's that? L dot tile layer, and you can change the layer though. You can actually go on leaflet layers. Here you see they have different layers. You can change the layer the way you want, and this is basically here we set up the layer and also those copyrights. So we have tile layer, and here we have first parameter. I'm just gonna paste it, guys, because I have it coming from that tile osm.org. So it's slash in the brackets s in the brackets dot tile dot osm.org slash z in the brackets slash x in the brackets slash y in the brackets dot png. So this is like a let's see where that it's an image. This all this map is built by other small images. I don't know along the way if you will see, but it breaks down in small squares images. So those images are the tiles layers. That's what we do right here right now. And then second parameter we have attribution. Alright, and then in the attribution you can add the copyright. So copy is this whole line, comma. So we have attribution, and then this is the copyright sign, and then this is the URL to the copyright, osm.org/copyright, and then OpenStreetMap contributors. Alright, next. So this one is done. Let's see, now below here we'll have another variable, which is the map. And here we'll have the layers, scroll, wheel, zoom, dragging if the map is dragging, tap is if it's true. So we have var map, and we assign l.map, and we have map. This is the ID where we want to output the map. So we have map, and then and the second parameter we open the brackets, and here we add a few more variables. So we have layers, tiles, and these tiles from here, and then we have scroll, wheel, zoom, and here we have true, and also we have dragging, and this is also true. So basically we set up the options for our map. Here it's not draggable right now, you see, but if I open IQC I can drag it. So that's what we also did, we made it draggable. And the other one, scroll, wheel, zoom, it's this plus and minus, so the wheel. And then we have top, not sure what top is though, but see what they had on the leaflet. Leaflet.js, because they have a main file. You can actually come on this website, watch the previous video, and you'll see what that all those parameters mean. Go under tutorials or under docs, and here you can find a bunch of stuff. Alright, and then there's top, true. So the hotline layer now it's below the map. Let's save this one. Let's see what happens in our browser over there. Nothing happens yet because we don't have the coordinates, and then we have an error in JavaScript, of course. Now let's create our hotline. So we have var hotline layer, and use the leaflet object dot hotline, and here of course we get the data, and then in the brackets. Now here is the line. Here is where we create that line and all the parameters. And let's go back to their repository, and here they have this weight, the mean, max, outline width, outline color, palette. So let's do that here. We have mean, let's put 1. I will explain later if you don't understand right now. And max, let's put 10. And then we have the palette, and this one has 0.0. At 0.0 is gonna be green. At 0.5, oops, what did I do here? Green at 0.5 it's gonna be yellow, and at 1.0 it's gonna be red. Alright, and then the next parameter is gonna be the weight. So we have 2, outline color. Let's see, this is the border of the line, so let's make it black. and then we have outline width, and let's make it 1. Okay, now we want to add the functionality for the pop-up, because if you remember, we were able to click on that line and it had a pop-up. So we have var bounds, and we assign the hotline layer. Hotline layer dot get bounds, and it doesn't have any parameters. And then we had map dot fit bounds, so we have fit bounds, and then we have this bounds variable as a parameter. And then here we use the hotline layer dot bind pop-up. Alright, and here let's put the content in our pop-up, and let's say thanks for clicking. Alright, thanks for clicking, and here we should put dot add to, want to add this pop-up to the map. Alright, so right now we should call this function, because until we don't call this function, nothing's gonna happen on our page. So we have it right here, and let's save it, and let's see what happens. And again, there's an error because raw file is not defined, reference error, just because we didn't create these coordinates for some reason. Oh, that's because, okay, so that's because we didn't change the extension in our index.js. So this needs to be Json. It's Json. Let's see what other error we have. Raw file is not defined, or Json script at 3. So it says somewhere here. Just because I misspelled this one, needs to be a raw file. Alright, so we have something here popping up. It's more like a don't know what, or it's slow. And you see all these squares, that's what I was talking about, squares. And that's really strange, I don't know why it's so slow. Alright, let's check everything one more time. So we have raw file, right? We get a file on ready state change function. Alright, raw file, where is that? Zoom. Maybe we should add some, I don't remember if I put that zoom stuff. Let's go back here and see if there is any. So alright, I'm not sure why it's slow, guys. See, maybe we have another error. File icon is not defined, but that shouldn't cause this problem. Let's try to import that CSS file from their demo. So in our index.js they had that CSS file, so I'm just gonna, I think this might fix the problem. Let's see, let's paste it below the title like this. Okay, so there you go, it fixed the problem now. And we see here there's a red line. and thanks for clicking. If we click on this line, it's saying thanks for clicking. Now let's see where these coordinates are. Somewhere, where is that? Anyway, I don't know why it's so slow, but let's get the right coordinates for our Washington state. So this is somewhere in where is that? In Europe. Where is it? It's all the way in Europe. So let's open Google Maps. And let's see where our Washington state is. Oh, it's right here. And here. So how do we get the coordinates for this shore right here? The first one, so all this line is being built by points. And let me explain a little bit this file from our chords.json. So this is one point. This is the latitude and longitude. And we have 2 points right now. And again, the second one is latitude and longitude. So if I zoom in a little bit here in Washington state, and if I click on anywhere on the map, I can see here is the longitude and latitude, and I can copy these coordinates from here like this. Alright, right click and copy them, and if I open my file, so I'm gonna inline everything here like this. I'm pasting the coordinates for that point, for that dot. Alright, and I'm gonna do the same thing for this one, so I'm just gonna align everything here. And the first one is here, the second one should be somewhere here. Okay, and let's copy them. I'll paste it there. And we'll have a few more points like that. So the third one is gonna be here. So let's copy the coordinates for that. And it's gonna be somewhere here. Right? And then another one here. Okay, and let's paste it right there, and then the last one should be here. Okay, so I save it now. I go back to my map, and I don't know again what happened. Oh, that's because I should remove this comma from here, from the last one. So if we go back now, we see this line where Washington state is. There's a red line. Now let's change a little bit. Let's make it bigger somehow. Where we have the width, it's 2. Let's make it 8. Let's see what happens. So it makes it bigger. Let's make it 12. Okay, 12 is good. Okay, it's almost, I mean, you see on the shore, it looks similar to this one. It looks similar to this one, and when we click on it, the pop-up is coming up. Now this color from here, this color changes according to these parameters, to the palette, and we have coordinates 1 to 0. So let's read on that GitHub repository. They have it. Where's that? Where is that? It's here. So the weight, same as usual, 5 per default. Outline width, this is the width of the outline along the stroke in pixels, can be 0.1 per default. Outline color, the color of the outline, black per default. Palette, so in the palette we have the colors, you see. If the coordinates are from 0, not the coordinates though, but the third parameter from our coordinates, which is 179, 182, 82, 82, 82. So the third one is this is what's according to which number it's changing the color. The line is changing the color. So the palette, the config for the palette gradient in the form of, so we have stop. If it stops here, then it is color. So if it stops 0, 0, then it's green. If it stops at 0.5, it's yellow. If it stops at 0.1, it's red. And all this is by default. So stop values should be between 0 and 1. So in our case, we have what's from 0 to 1. Okay, it's red. Now the min and max, the smallest z value expected in the data array, this maps to the 0 stop value, and z value smaller than this will be considered as min when choosing the color to use. Max, the largest z value expected in the data array, this maps to the 1 stop value. Any z values greater than this will be considered as max when choosing the color to use. Okay, so 1 to 10, was there by default 0 to 1, and let's put it 1 to 10. And here let's play with this one a little bit, so let's make this one 5. As much as I may be wrong, guys, but how I understand is that min and max, these numbers from here, min 1 to 10, they're supposed to be these numbers from here. So from 1 to 10, that's when the colors are changing. The numbers from the third parameter from here needs to be from 1 to 10. If it's larger than that, then we should update this one, the max and the min. So we have 5 over there, and then we have 0.1, let's say, and then we have 9, and then we have 1, and then we have, let's say, 4. So let's save it and see if the color is changing. So yeah, we see that the color is changing here. We have light green, yellow, and then it goes light green, and then dark green, and then it goes red, and then it goes green, and then again light green. And we can change these coordinates. So we have 5, 0.1. So 5 is yellow, goes like this, and the middle is red. It's because it's 9. So let's put here 9, and it's gonna end with red. So yeah, it ends with red. Now I don't think we want to do anything else to this line, but this line can be used for anything. These guys used it for weather, you know, it just showed the quality of like the wind speed, wave size, quality. I don't know how they get this quality for surfing. Probably they have a formula right there, but this can be used for anything. You can use it for traffic conditions on a road, or for anything else, or however it serves your projects. And the cool stuff is that Leaflet is open source, guys. It's open source. You can do so much with it. You can learn, practice, and yeah, if you have any questions, guys, leave them in the comments. I will do my best to answer and to help you out. If not me, I hope there is somebody else who can help you out. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.